Hi, I'm Emma and I'm a financial coach, which means that I help people explore their relationship with money and understand some of those feelings that they have when we bring up the conversation of money. Now, I love the Zopa campaign around real money stories and what money means to us. But I do appreciate that it takes a lot to sometimes have those conversations around money. Now, Zopa have asked me to give some tips, and in this video, I'm talking about how you can open up a conversation around money with your partner. Money is, unfortunately, one of the leading causes of relationship breakdown. When you think about what an emotionally reactive subject it is, it's easy to see why it can cause such conflict when people are coming into a relationship with different belief patterns and different views on how to handle money. So I appreciate it's not first date conversation, but understanding how your partner approaches money is so important, especially if you're planning a life together. Now, it isn't first date conversation, but I still find it really shocking how many people enter into marriage with somebody without even knowing whether or not they're in debt. I do a lot of money personality profiling in my role as a money coach because it enables me and my clients to really explore the lens through which they view any opportunity that comes into their life. So if I were to say to you, here's £1,000, some people might say, oh great, I'll go and spend that on a holiday. Others might think, right, I'll pop that into the bank until I've thought about what I need to do with it. Others again may think, oh, my granny needs that money, I'll give it to her, or my sister has just lost her job, so I'll offer it to her. Others again might think, what can I spend it on that will kind of show my friends that I've had a windfall? Now, we're all different and we all have those personality traits that we naturally lean on subconsciously, unconsciously, without any real thought. So it's those, and it's understanding what your dominant personality type is and where that may differ from that of your partner, that helps you and allows you to see where any conflict could come in. So to use the polar ends of the extreme, if you've got a spender in a relationship and a saver in a relationship, there's going to be an element of conflict around what they do with their money. If somebody wants to save for the future and the other person says, well, I could get hit by a bus tomorrow, there's always going to be an element of, well, your needs and your wants are very different to mine. So the exercise of understanding each other's personality type is really useful because it enables you to just see life through their point of view. And where you've got real ends of the extreme, it allows you to think about what strategies you can put in place to bring more alignment to your relationship. Because ultimately, if you're in a relationship, it's great to have your own goals, but if you're living your life with somebody, you're aiming towards joint goals, and you need to have a way and a strategy to be able to talk about what's meaningful for both of you and to avoid potential conflict around money conversations. I'm going to give you 2 tips for having positive money conversations with your partner. The first one is an exercise I love doing with my clients because they all find it really insightful. So if you imagine money as a person who you take to the pub for a drink, what would they be like? Would they be a man? Would they be a woman? How would they dress? Would they be very formal? Would they be tight? Would they expect you to buy the drink? Would they be free and offering the drinks to everybody? Would they be dancing on the bar? Would you want to spend a long time at the pub with them, or would you be watching the door thinking, how quickly can I get away? Would you enjoy the conversation with them? Would it be like chatting to an old friend? Or would it be really awkward conversation where you were feeling ashamed? All of those, explore how money would be if they were a person, and then share that with your partner. It's a really easy way to avoid a direct conversation about money, but it also helps you really see into how your partner perceives money. And it opens up that conversation then into other areas. Now, my second tip is not to avoid money conversations. So if you're in a relationship, schedule in a monthly date. Now, I often see that people in relationships choose one person to be responsible for the money and the other person kind of takes a back seat. And that tends to be a recipe for disaster for all sorts of reasons. So if you're in a relationship, come to the table equally when it comes to money. Schedule in a monthly money date, and it doesn't have to be monthly, but I would suggest that you want it to be fairly regular, because when you don't have these conversations regularly, that's when the problems can arise, when things crop up and one person doesn't know about them. So have that monthly date, make it a positive thing, schedule it in so you both know it's not dropped on the table of any one of you. Make it positive, bring wine, bring your favorite food, and talk about what problems you've got to face together, revisit your aspirations, and celebrate what you've achieved in the months since you last talked about it. And I promise you that in having those regular money dates, it will enable you to diffuse any problems much quicker, because it's only when talking about things that we enable problems to be solved. If we don't talk, they simmer and then they erupt into something much more meaningful. This is my real money story.